Are you ready to take your cycling fitness to the next level? Testing and progressing your Zone 2 is key. Welcome to another insightful session with Cycle Coaching, where we delve into the fine art of Zone 2 cycling training. Zone 2, often referred to as the endurance zone, is the bedrock of your cycling fitness. It's the zone where you build your stamina and enhance your overall performance. It's the zone where you teach your body to efficiently utilize oxygen and burn fat, setting the stage for higher intensity workouts. But how can you tell if you're making progress in your Zone 2 training? That's where the beauty of testing comes into play. Testing your Zone 2 is not just about measuring your improvement, it's about understanding your body, learning how it responds to different intensities, and tailoring a training plan to suit your unique physiology. Regular testing allows you to track your fitness evolution and make necessary adjustments to your training regimen. In this video, we'll share with you some simple, yet effective methods to test and progress your Zone 2 fitness. We'll explore techniques such as the heart rate test and the talk test, which will help you gauge your progress and ensure that you're training at the right intensity. We'll also delve into strategies to progress your Zone 2 fitness, including duration and intensity progressions, which are designed to steadily challenge your body and push your fitness boundaries. Whether you're a cycling enthusiast looking to maximize your performance, or a sports trainer aiming to take your athletes to new heights, this video is your guide to mastering Zone 2 cycling training. We'll walk you through the process step by step, giving you the knowledge and tools to unlock your cycling potential. Remember, every journey begins with a single pedal stroke. So let's embark on this journey together. Let's dive into unlocking your cycling fitness by mastering Zone 2 testing and progression. Scene script. Zone 2 is the foundation of your cycling fitness. But how do you know if you're making progress? That's where testing comes in. Testing is the compass that guides your fitness journey. It helps you understand where you're at and where you're heading. It's like the GPS of your training, providing real-time data about your performance. Without it, you're cycling blind, without any concrete sense of your progress. Now, why is testing so crucial? Well, imagine you're building a skyscraper. You wouldn't just stack up bricks and hope for the best, right? You'd use blueprints, measurements, and constant checks to make sure everything is on track. The same principle applies to your cycling fitness. Testing is your blueprint, your measurement, your check. It ensures that your training is effective and that you're moving towards your goals. But testing isn't just about data, it's about understanding your body, how it responds to different intensities, and how it recovers. It's about learning how to listen to your body's signals and interpret them correctly. It's about training smarter, not harder. So, how often should you test? There's no one-size-fits-all answer to this. It depends on your goals, your training schedule, and your body. But as a general rule, testing every 4 to 6 weeks can provide a good balance between getting enough data and avoiding unnecessary stress on your body. Remember, testing is not a competition. It's not about pushing yourself to the limit every time. It's about finding your Zone 2, that sweet spot where you're working hard but still able to recover. It's about building a strong, sustainable base for your cycling fitness. The beauty of testing is that it's flexible. You can adapt it to suit your needs, your schedule, and your fitness level. You can use different methods, from heart rate tests to talk tests. The important thing is to be consistent, to test under similar conditions each time, and to track your results over time. By regularly testing your Zone 2, you can track your fitness improvements and adjust your training accordingly. So embrace testing as an essential part of your training. It's your ticket to a stronger, fitter, faster you. Now, let's talk about the testing methods. One effective way is the heart rate test. This is a simple yet powerful tool to gauge your cycling fitness. To perform this test, first, find a flat route where you can maintain a steady pace. Remember, consistency is key here. Start by warming up properly. A good warm-up raises your body temperature, preps your muscles for exercise, and gradually increases your heart rate. Aim for about 15 to 20 minutes of light pedaling. Once warmed up, it's time to start the test. Ride at a steady pace within your Zone 2 heart rate for a specific duration. This could be anywhere between 30 minutes to an hour, depending on your current fitness level. The aim here is to maintain a consistent heart rate throughout the duration, so resist the urge to speed up or slow down dramatically. During the ride, record your average heart rate. There are plenty of wearable devices and apps that can help you do this. After the test, cool down with some light pedaling and stretching. Repeat this test regularly, say every 4 to 6 weeks, and track your average heart rate over time. If you see your heart rate decreasing at the same pace, it's a good sign. it means your heart is becoming more efficient and your Zone 2 fitness is progressing. The second testing method is the talk test. This one's a bit subjective but still very effective. During your Zone 2 ride, you should be able to hold a conversation without gasping for breath. You can test this by reciting a sentence or two or simply trying to hold a conversation if you're riding with a partner. If you find it hard to talk, or if you're huffing and puffing between words, you might be pushing too hard. You're likely riding above your Zone 2, and you need to adjust your intensity. On the other hand, if you can sing a song without any difficulty, you're probably not pushing enough. It's important to note that the talk test isn't about your speaking skills, but about your breathing. It's about finding that sweet spot where you're working enough to improve your fitness, but not so much that you can't sustain the effort. In the end, whether it's the heart rate test or the talk test, the key is to listen to your body. It's your best guide. Remember, Zone 2 should feel comfortable and sustainable. So keep testing, keep tracking, and above all, keep enjoying your ride. Now that we've covered testing, let's move on to progressing your Zone 2 fitness. As we've already mentioned, Zone 2 forms the bedrock of your cycling performance. It's the zone where you build the endurance that fuels your rides. But how can you optimize your time in this zone? The answer lies in duration progressions. So, what exactly are duration progressions? Imagine it as a staircase. Each step represents an increment in the time you spend in Zone 2 during your rides. You start at the bottom with shorter Zone 2 rides. Over time, you gradually increase the duration of these rides, taking one step at a time up the staircase. Remember, the key word here is gradual. It's important not to rush the process. If you try to leap from the bottom step to the top, you might strain yourself and risk injury. Rather, take it one step at a time, incrementally increasing the duration of your Zone 2 rides. But why is this progression so important? Well, every time you increase the duration of your Zone 2 ride, you're pushing your body to adapt. You're training your cardiovascular system to become more efficient, your muscles to resist fatigue better, and your mind to stay focused for longer. In other words, you're building endurance. And endurance, as any seasoned cyclist will tell you, is the key to improved performance. It's what allows you to maintain a steady pace over long distances, to ride uphill without burning out, and to finish strong even after hours in the saddle. It's the difference between merely riding and truly cycling. So how do you implement duration progressions in your training? It's simple. Start with a duration that feels comfortable in Zone 2. Then, every week or two, add a bit more time to your Zone 2 rides. Listen to your body, adjust as needed, and always prioritize quality over quantity. Remember, it's not about how long you can ride, but how well you can ride for that duration. Gradually increase the time you spend in Zone 2 during your rides. This will help your body adapt and improve its endurance capabilities. And as your endurance improves, so will your overall cycling performance. So, start embracing duration progressions and take your cycling journey to the next level. Another method to progress your Zone 2 fitness is intensity progressions. This technique involves adding short, higher-intensity efforts into your regular Zone 2 rides. It's like sprinkling dashes of spice into a well-cooked meal, just to give it that extra kick. So how does one go about intensity progressions? Well, once you've established a strong Zone 2 foundation, you can begin to introduce these brief bursts of increased effort. Think of it as a quick sprint in the middle of a steady jog. These bursts can range from 30 seconds to a couple of minutes, and should push your heart rate or power output into a higher zone for that short duration. The beauty of intensity progressions is that it challenges your body in a different way. It's like a wake-up call to your system saying, hey, we're not just cruising today. These bursts stimulate your cardiovascular system, making your heart and lungs work harder. They also tap into your anaerobic energy system, which is used for short, high-intensity efforts. What does this mean for your fitness? Well, by pushing your body beyond its comfort zone, you're encouraging it to adapt and grow stronger. You're essentially telling your body, I know you can handle Zone 2, but can you handle this? And over time, as your body rises to the challenge, you'll find that your overall fitness has improved. But remember, it's important to keep these intensity progressions short and sporadic within your Zone 2 rides. The bulk of your ride should still be in Zone 2, maintaining that steady, sustainable effort. After all, we're adding spice to the meal, not changing the recipe entirely. Also, it's crucial to listen to your body during these progressions. If you feel excessively fatigued or unable to return to your Zone 2 pace after a burst, it might be a sign that you're pushing too hard. It's all about finding the right balance. Incorporating intensity progressions into your training is like adding layers to a cake. It's not the base, but it certainly adds to the flavor and complexity. This will challenge your body and push your limits, ultimately leading to increased fitness. To sum it up, testing and progressing your Zone 2 is essential for improving your cycling fitness. Let's recap the key points we've journeyed through in this video. We started by understanding the foundational role of Zone 2 in your cycling fitness. It's where you build your endurance base and lay the groundwork for overall performance enhancement. This is the stamina fuel tank for your rides, and the size of this tank is determined by how well you train in this zone. Next, we delved into the critical aspect of testing to monitor your progress. We introduced two simple, yet effective methods: the heart rate test and the talk test. The heart rate test involves maintaining a steady pace within your Zone 2 heart rate for a set duration on a flat route. By recording your average heart rate and tracking it over time, you can clearly see your Zone 2 fitness progress. On the other hand, the talk test is a more subjective but practical approach. If you can hold a conversation during your Zone 2 ride without gasping for breath, you're in the right intensity zone. If talking becomes a struggle, you may need to ease off a bit. And then, we explored how to progress your Zone 2 fitness. We talked about duration progressions, gradually increasing the time you spend in Zone 2 during your rides. This gradual increase helps your body adapt and improve its endurance capabilities. We also discussed intensity progressions. Once you've established a solid foundation in Zone 2, adding short bursts of higher intensity efforts within your ride can push your limits and lead to further fitness gains. Remember, consistency is key. Regular testing and mindful progression are what will take your cycling fitness to the next level. And of course, don't overlook the importance of proper nutrition and recovery in this journey to peak performance. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more valuable tips and advice. Keep pedaling, keep progressing, and see you in the next video.